but I don't know how old it is. I don't think it's too old. I want to say it's pretty modern. But on top of that, I found a can here. All right, let's see what's in the creepy dark hole. Hey everyone, welcome to my very first official scavenger hunt. Curious as to what we're going to find today? Well, come along with me to find out. All right, so today's video is being brought to you by your suggestions and feedback. I did a video a few months ago searching for waterfalls in Pittsburgh, and it gave me an idea about maybe doing a scavenger hunt. I put out a poll and it was unanimous that yes, you guys want to see a scavenger hunt. And the items we're looking for today are based on your suggestions. I put a poll on my community tab about a month or two ago asking for items that we could possibly search for in the woods. And I had well over 24 suggestions. Some were repeated, some were one of a kind, but I did pick 5 at random, and we're going to search for them today. Now, in order to make my odds just a little bit better, I did 2 things. Number 1, I came to a location here known as Mountain Lake. You guys may remember this. I was here in the springtime showing the lake, and back in the woods we found that really weird, random, what I appeared to have walked into an outdoor living room / recreation area. And we found a lot of weird, random, weird stuff in the woods. So I think we'll have a good possibility of finding some of the items on the list. On top of that though, I did bring a special guest because hunting with 2 sets of eyes is better than 1. So joining me today is...
Hello!
none other than Lily. So she's in charge of the list. Let me see it really quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna list off what we're looking for. Make sure you guys have your eyes peeled as well. So we're looking for a turtle, animal skeleton, mushroom, old bottle or can, and of course, nature's carpet. Nature's carpet was suggested many times, but there is a 6th item. I put it on there as a wild card, and that is a Twinkie tree. Twinkie tree is probably one of the most recommended items, suggested items to search for on my scavenger hunt. Now, they're not really too common this time of year, so it's going to be really hard to find one, but it's on here just in case. Now, all the other suggestions I have on a separate piece of paper for a second video if you guys do enjoy this one. So make sure to leave your feedback down below if you have fun, if you enjoy this. Obviously a thumbs up or a comment down below saying yes, I'd like to see you do more of these will determine if we do a second video or not. But so let's not waste any more time and get started hunting for these items. Okay, so Lily's already turned out to be a great asset on this hunt because we did find one of our items. You see right there is 2 mushrooms and a bigger one right there, and some more in the background there. So mushrooms, we could officially cross off the list. So good spot in Lily. Now we are on the hunt for a turtle, and our best odds of finding one is going to be in the lake here. I do see some fish in the water. As of right now, no visibility showing a turtle, but we'll keep our eyes peeled as we make our way around the lake. But definitely some wildlife in there. I've seen a couple fish swim by as I'm standing here. Okay, Lily found our next item. A nice, beautiful patch of course, nature's carpet. We got some right there. Got some more over here. It's a nice, soft, fuzzy kind too. Kind of squishy. Although it is in other areas too. I was looking for a really good patch and she found it right there. So we're 2 for 2 right now. Now, just to re-jog your memory, when I was here, obviously it looked much different because it was kind of barren, not so green and lush, but there is some concrete here and stuff, and it was determined that there was a building here at one time. There was a thing related to the Girl Scouts, and the bathrooms that we found are still here too. So definitely, you know, what we found was related to earlier activities taking place here at the lake regarding Scouts. Now, even though we already found it, this is a great combination right here of mushrooms and moss, nature's carpet. Anyone know the name of those mushrooms or if they're edible or poisonous? Either way, I don't eat them, but it's always good to know what you're looking at. I want to make mention too that in case you guys weren't aware, or if you're new to the channel, my daughter Lily does have her own YouTube channel. It is called Life of Lily. And it's all things related to her, things she likes to do or show or see or talk about. And she is very close to reaching 1,000 subscribers. And she hasn't uploaded too much in the last few months. She's just kind of been taking a break, but she is going to be putting out some new content, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's working on some new stuff. And if you want to check out her channel, you'll find the link down below in the description, or it'll pop up here in the corner. And you could see what she has to offer on her channel. So right down here, I spotted some potential items here. And this is a nice little area because people have been here and dumped. So we're gonna have to see if it qualifies because it might not be that old. So the first thing right here is a glass jar. It's almost like a pickle jar or something, but I don't know how old it is. I don't think it's too old. I want to say it's pretty modern. But on top of that, I found a can here. This is old Milwaukee. It's got the old style pull top on it, pull tab. Let's see if we can find a date maybe. I don't think it's very old.
The old pull tab.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys could maybe tell me if these pull tabs are the style just for that particular beer can, or does that actually date it? So we're gonna have this as a maybe. If we don't find anything else, we could maybe consider this an old can that we found. But I think we maybe will find something old or something that definitely has some rust on it, some age to it. Maybe an old beer bottle or alcohol bottle or even soda. That's what we're on the lookout for. So I'm actually gonna put these two on the side here because we're gonna be taking this trail back, and on the way out I will dispose of them properly, but we will keep our eyes peeled for some more older stuff that will qualify as things to look for on the list. Looks much different than when I was here last time. Things were so much easier to see with these ferns and foliage and stuff like that. It makes it a bit harder to locate stuff, but I'm still pretty confident we're gonna find at least one or two more things. Okay, so here's an area that I found really weird but really cool at the same time. And I actually had a few locals reach out to me who told me about this. And what we're coming upon is, like, I described it as like an outdoor house, outdoor living room slash recreation area. And it turns out that some people from the area created this as their own little getaway during COVID. And from what I understand, they still use it. They still keep it maintained and clean. And it's actually a really smart idea. You know, they're out here not bothering anybody in the middle of nowhere, and they have, you know, seating, they have a fire pit and some other stuff that makes it a really neat area. Even they said that they found this stone or had to move it, and they made a makeshift well out of it. They even have recycling containers back here too. So as I said before, I'll say it again, whoever is, you know, doing this, you guys are doing a good job. I'm glad to see it's being cleaned and maintained. We got the dining room table out here and racquetball stuff. And I think too they have like a makeshift bathroom over there too, with like an adult potty chair with the hole dug underneath it. So at the very least, we're going in the right direction. I do know there is some stuff left back here. This is the same area too, where I found that rusty tricycle that I salvaged and now is a yard ornament at my house. So what else we have? We have the can or a bottle, right? Turtle and animal skeleton. Those ones are going to be the hardest to find. But when we make some progress and come upon something, we'll bring it right back. All right, so right now I'm going to venture off into this little, I guess, ravine area. Funny noise. Back behind Lily, thankfully we spotted it. There's actually a really big beehive attached to a tree. It was active. It's probably the size of a volleyball. So we came this direction just to not disturb that. I'm gonna make my way down here, see if I can find a bottle, can, or skeleton. And if I do, we'll bring it up, show you up close as to what we found. If not, we're gonna go off into a different direction, try the backside of the lake. So wish me luck, see what I find. There is a wheel here, like a rim from a tire. Looks like a rain gutter, a carburetor, a little fuel tank. I do see some tanks here, like boiler tanks. Not what I need, but at least we're finding some items here. I did find a jar with a lid on it. It's rusty. Looks like they had paint in it. That may qualify. I'm gonna keep looking though. All right, so I'm finding some random things. One of these are not on the list, but I wanted to show it to you anyways. I'm gonna come over this way. Hopefully Lily could keep the camera on me, and I'm gonna check over here. Everything but what I'm looking for is down here though. Oh, even an oil filter. Okay, so I am back up here with Lily, and these are my findings. Kind of strange, kind of expected at the same time. So obviously we found a toy, as I mentioned.
James is strange.
James. I think it's from Thomas the Tank. As to why it's laying back there by itself, no idea. Looks like it does take batteries too. So this is a jar with a rusty lid. Looks like there's paint inside of it. I think it's still relatively newer. And I found
The rustic doesn't like
a rusty soup can. This is, I'd say, a
Really
little bit
old.
older.
It's
Much older than that, because it is rusted and rotted. I would say, I would guesstimate at least 10 years old. I was looking for older. Now, down there
Old enough.
is basically a plethora of stuff. I mean, there's paint cans, rain gutters. I found a carburetor over there, boiler tanks. So things that are possibly old, but not what we're looking for specifically. So I'll let you guys determine in the comments section if you think this is going to be our can or that Michelob. Was it Michelob? That beer can?
I think.
Oh no, Old Milwaukee.
Oh yeah.
So which one do you think is older or can be classified as our old bottle or can?
Milwaukee.
Rusty soup can or the Milwaukee's beer can? You guys could tell me down below in the comments. And just as we're about to move on, I just spot another beehive.
Not again.
If you look right, I'm gonna crop in, and it's right there in the middle of the screen. So yeah, there's
Beehive of activity.
pretty much, Lily said it, beehive activity. There's that one, which is like about the size of a softball, and a much larger one off in the trees. So make sure when you come to these places, you know, doing anything out in the woods, be very vigilant of your surroundings. If you accidentally stumble into that, you're gonna have some trouble on your hands. I've had my encounter with bees when I was younger, and it was not fun, I'll tell you that. There you go.
I thought it was moving and I saw the spider. So I got scared.
So as we're walking to our next area, I just stumbled upon this. A decently sized hole. And lucky for me, I brought my flashlight. I'm gonna take a look in there and see what it looks like. Hold on. All right, let's see what's in the creepy dark hole. Oh, there's a bunch of mushrooms. Okay, so it goes in about 4 or 5 feet. There is rock on the back wall, and it kind of is either collapsed or pinches off. There's some mushrooms down here, bunch of leaves. I could barely fit in there if I was to crawl in there, but I wouldn't go anywhere. So it goes to maybe as far as like the tree right here, and then can't go any further. But it was a neat little find. You never know what's in them if you don't look. Oh, we can't find another fire pit here. And they're utilizing some stumps as some seating. So we're gonna follow the pathway. This is an area I have not checked before, so we're gonna check it out right now. By the way, too, if you guys haven't seen my videos from this area from the springtime, where I found all this for the very first time, I will link them down below in the description. But in a part 2 video that I did, I was back by the Marine Corps Museum, and I found what looks to be an old gravity slope. And I did say I was going to do a follow-up on that, and I am indeed going to. I'm going to wait till the fall season where a lot more things are visible. So if you guys do remember that, I will be heading back to that location. And if you haven't seen what I'm talking about, then after this video, check out the links down below. I'm at the base of this outcropping here. I'm looking for skeletons, but they're not too common. Did find a frame, maybe a couch or something, and parts of a garden hose, but I'm not seeing any skeletons. But they would blend in really well. They'd probably be covered in leaves and not be too evident to see, but just kind of showing you what I'm finding along the way. If you guys suggested a couch frame or a garden hose, we'd be in luck. But we're going to continue searching a little bit more. We're not going to spend too much more time because, you know, it is a needle in a haystack for the most part trying to search for these things. But we started off really strong and then had a little lull in the action, but at least we did find a toy train, which I am bringing out with me. James the train, and what could possibly be an old bottle or old can, I should say. So definitely didn't strike out, but we're going to check the lake one more time. Maybe we'll find a turtle. Probably not, but we'll check. Quick little update for you guys. Just came from that direction, and below this rock, finding 2 more holes. These ones go a bit deeper, but too narrow for me to get in. I think it's a natural crevice that opened from the shifting of the earth, I think. But yeah, you just gotta watch where you step to. You could easily hurt yourself stepping on one of those. All right, guys, we found some more stuff here. We got that bottle, a little jar, another bottle here. It says 8222. Not sure if that means anything. Maybe 1982? That looks like a fairly old bottle. Since we're passing by, I wanted to give you a quick look at the bathrooms here. This is the girls' or women's bathroom. The roof is in worse condition than when I was here the first time, but it's still intact. And the concrete thrones are still in here. These are used by the scouts. So we are making our way back toward the lake. Is roughly about 100 feet ahead of us. We're going to walk the shoreline, keep our eyes peeled for any turtles and our skeletons, and then once we get to the end, we'll show you our findings and share our final thoughts. All right, I'm looking. Got a beautiful reflection here, but no turtles yet. I'm going to go over here and check this little area where there's a bridge and give another peek. Unfortunately, they don't allow swimming in here, so I can't even... Ooh, something just jumped. I can't go snorkeling in here, but probably be some pretty cool things to see beneath the surface. There's definitely frogs. I could hear them making noise. Here's the little dam. Now, this used to be used to have a big dam here. And like I said, there's a lot of history tied to this lake. Now, every so often I am finding these pipes here with these caps on them. I don't know what they're for. There's some over there where Lily's waiting. And I'm looking, I can see to the bottom in some areas where the sun is shining through. Some little tiny fish. I did see some bigger ones earlier, but no turtles. Not to say there's none here, just not finding any today. But give you a second just to take in that view. There's another pipe there. That one's capped off and locked. And there is 1 or 2 over here, which are, I believe, not locked up. And here's another one. It's just stuffed up with rocks. There's another one right here. This one has some fireworks in it. And if you guys happen to have mentioned fireworks, we would have been in luck because there's actually some unused firecrackers laying right here. So some kids were probably having some fun and dropped them and forgot about it. So this is what we recovered. Now we do have a few things here that can be intermingled. So obviously we did take the train. It's not on the list, but it's a toy and it's a train, so I wanted to take that. I do have the old Milwaukee beer can, and again, with the pull tab, I don't know if it's old or just the styling of it. So that may or may not be an older tin can. What I do believe to be older is this brown bottle, and it has almost like a little inscription on it. It was like a leaf, a branch with leaves on it, and some lettering. It does say, like I said, 8222 and then 7291. So that possibly could be old as well. I do have, I believe, a beer bottle of sorts. This one has a 78 on the bottom. This glass jar I know is not old, but we found it and took it out of there. And then we found a little tiny glass jar. This one, I don't know what that would be for. It's maybe 2 inches in length. Make it easily fit inside of here. Almost. But yeah, no lid, but a little tiny glass jar. So you guys are gonna have to help me out with this one. Comment down below, tell me which one you think is older of the two, the old Milwaukee or the brown bottle. I will take some still photos too of some close-ups to help identify it for you guys. And more importantly, I want to hear your feedback on our first official scavenger hunt. This was a lot of fun, and like I said, you guys basically insisted, yes, I want to see you do it. So we did it. And for the most part, except for the turtle and the skeleton, we got everything else, right, Lo? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got everything else except those two. So since Lily did help me with this, I want to get her thoughts really quick. What did you think?
I had fun trying to find this stuff and walking around.
And if you remember, she found the first two items, the mushrooms and the nature's carpet. So she had the eagle eyes today. But if we do it again in the future, I'll most likely bring her along because she turned out to be a great help and we had a lot of fun. So with that said, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank Lily for joining me. And if you want to see more videos like this, check out my playlist and don't forget to check out her channel. Until next time, guys, we'll see you in the next video.